something that may be a bit more simple than you think is drawing a television with 1-point perspective, okay? I just have a blank paper here. I'm just going to draw a random vanishing point. This seems like a good spot. And what you kind of want to understand when you're working with an object like this is it's the same thing as every other object that we create, whether it's a couch, a bed, a chair, except for it's pretty flat, okay? So it's much more narrow. And that looks a lot different depending on where it's located. So I am going to start with one that's just a rectangle. So this is giving the illusion that it's straight in front of me, okay? And when it's straight in front of me, I won't see the depth too much because it is kind of straight on. But since it is underneath my vanishing point for this example, I'm going to end up having just a tiny bit of depth coming from this top edge, okay? And it's just a little bit, but just enough to give us the illusion that it's not a sticker on the wall, that it's actually like a television. And then creating a nice thin top edge right there. Okay. Now the rest of the details really determines on what type of television that you are looking at. Okay. I find it easiest, you know, not having to worry about a picture in the center. I usually just make it a blank screen. Imagine that the TV's turned off. You are going to need some additional line work across the border of it to make it look like it's the plastic that's holding the glass within its TV frame. Okay, do your best to have these be about the same width all the way around, otherwise it doesn't look like a piece of technology. It looks like, you know, you just doodled something. Okay, mine's a little wide on this side, but that's okay just for this example. Okay, see how that little bit of thickness there, a little bit of thickness? And then we have this TV stand right here, okay, and that's always in the center. So figure out where the center is. If you have no clue where the center is and you're not really good at guessing and you don't have a ruler to measure, okay, start by making an X in the center by connecting the middles, connecting the corners, my apologies. And then here, boom, that's the center. The center is right here, okay? And then I know exactly where to put that TV stand. And I'm just trying to imagine it sitting in front of me. I really encourage having an actual picture of it from front view, and that helps a lot. But I'm just adjusting it and making it more of an oval because I find that a lot easier for me to draw. Trying to keep it pretty even. And that's all I needed. Okay, so it's fairly simple. It's just trying to remember that, you know, it just needs to be flatter. Okay. Now if we were doing it from one of the angles, okay, same thing as this, except for it's going to be reminiscent of doing like a window or a door on the side, okay? So if I want this to be the top edge of my TV and I want this to be the bottom edge, I need to use orthogonals to make the illusion that this TV is like along one of my walls, and it's, or maybe it's on a desk or some sort of shelf on one side of the room. And then using those vertical lines to connect those orthogonals that I just created. There's the opposite end. Now, if I add just a little bit, so an extra vertical line right here, and this adds that depth that we want for the TV itself. Horizontal line to connect that in, and then using an orthogonal to add that width as well to the top edge of the TV. Okay, notice how it doesn't look like a just flat piece of paper. It's a little bit thicker now, and that's what you want. Okay, and then the same thing for finding the center, so you can do that stand on the TV. Connect the corners, make an X. The center of the X is the center of your TV. That's the location of the middle. So then I can use an orthogonal to give me an idea where the front of that TV stand is going to be. And then I'm able to go from there. Notice how I made this end of the TV stand smaller than this end, and that's because perspective, okay, gets smaller as it gets further away. It's how perspective works. All right. The opposite side would just be the same thing, just mirrored. Okay, so that's basically all you need to know about drawing something that's kind of like a TV or TV-esque in one-point perspective.